would like to open this up for a very short question and answer session. Just a couple of ground rules before we get started. This will be open to press questions only. And if you would please stand when you're recognized, give your name and your affiliation, and we will be directing the questions to whoever's best to answer. Start here.
Hi, I'm Sean Corcoran from Cape and Islands NPR station. Could we get some information on the time frames that we're looking at in terms of when cruises might begin, what the most recent updates on construction, and also maybe a little update on how you're doing selling your power?
Well, as you know, there's been some significant milestones lately on the Cape Wind project, including signing the first offshore wind lease in the history of the United States with Secretary of Interior Ken Salazar. We've also executed a power purchase agreement with National Grid. We went through a rigorous hearing period at the Massachusetts Department of Public Utilities, which went about 5 months, and the Massachusetts Department of Utilities found that the National Grid contract was necessary and in the public interest. So right now, we're hoping to close the financing of this project sometime near the end of the year, and we're hopeful that we can start construction sometime at the end of the year, first quarter of next year. The eco tours will obviously be dependent on the schedule of that, but the Scudder family and Cape Wind have a lot of work and details that we're going to be working out over that period of time, which will give us the opportunity to create this world-class tourism and eco tour operation.
Just to speak a little bit on the eco tour aspects, we have several properties that we are controlling and own on Ocean Street. We're looking at those properties for the development of this visitors center. We have adequate dock space that we already have using for our other services, and it would tie in very appropriately with eco tours, the timing of which would again have to do with the construction site and permitting and developing the properties as well. Here.
Thanks. Ed Maroney from the Barnstable Patriot newspaper. Could, it may be premature to ask, but could both of you, or all three of you, say a little about the financial arrangements? Who's actually paying for the visitor center? Would it be Cape Wind, or who would be paying for the new boat, that sort of thing?
We have, at this time, a letter of understanding, more or less an agreement to agree. And there are no details as to the financials or how this will be laid out going into the project beyond that.
Bill, can I ask Dave a question, please?
Sure.
Bill Shields, Channel 4. Dave, are you concerned at all, are you concerned at all about, after long opposition to the Cape Wind project, that now this turnaround could appear to be just a way of making a buck? Or are you convinced that this will be the right project for the area?
We are convinced that this will be the right project for the area. Certainly, anything new and unknown, there was some trepidation starting out, particularly relative to our ferry operation. Over the years, and particularly when we started into discussions with Mr. Gordon, we have developed a level of comfortableness with their commitment to mitigate any and all issues that we had with public safety. And of course, the United States Coast Guard, their mandate, part of their mandate is public safety. So, you know, we didn't go into this willy-nilly. We spent a lot of time and anguish looking at the project, looking at where we could fit in, and looking at our ferry operations. And at the end of the day, we are convinced that this is the right decision for us, the right decision for Hyannis, the right decision for Cape Cod, and the right decision for the energy economy in the United States moving forward. So yes, it was a tough decision, but we're confident with Cape Wind, We're confident with the project, and we're excited about moving forward.
Hi. Senator Wolf touched on, Senator Wolf had touched on this during his remarks, but I'd be interested to hear some more elaboration. Not that Wendy Northcross needs to be here to put her stamp of approval on it, but there is sort of not a lot of representation, it seems to me, from the Cape Chamber and other business folks. So I was interested to find out, considering that there's been some pockets of resistance from business people and their concern about how Cape Wind would affect tourism on the Cape. Can you talk a little bit about making some inroads that way, and whether or not you think that's important to, you know, to get other sectors of the business community involved?
Yeah, I'd like to speak to that. My name is Marty Riley. I'm the Director of Government Relations and Business Development for Highline Cruises. This announcement was made very confidentially. We had a meeting with several business and political leaders over the past couple of weeks. And I think one of the reasons why Wendy's not here today is that she was on vacation. She was lucky enough to be on vacation, and she just got back last evening. And for that reason, we didn't have a chance to fully brief her on this project. But we think, as David has said, that there's tremendous economic development benefits to be derived from this project for not only Highline as a company, but Hyannis as the hub and capital of Cape Cod and the gateway to the islands, and our entire regional-based tourist economy. I think it's also important to point out to everybody here today that Highline's navigational concerns have been met. There are still other concerns that people do have in this community, and the future of the project resides with the courts. And if the courts uphold the approvals, then something positive has to happen for the Hyannis economy as the hub and capital of the Cape. It's the transportation center, it's the healthcare center, it's the tourist center, it's the educational center, as I say, and it's the gateway to the islands. And this project is symbolic of a positive thing for the town of Hyannis as the capital of the Cape in terms of what it's going to do in creating jobs, promoting more hotel stays, more restaurant stays, and tourism generally, and ancillary benefits that will be derived from this project. And beyond that, the entire Cape Cod economy. And it will be yet another reason, as the Scudders have said today, to bring additional visitors to Cape Cod and the islands, not only from Massachusetts, but New England, the U.S., and internationally. So I think that's got to be made crystal clear to the people. You can't just sit on the sidelines, because if this does happen, there's going to be a real positive benefit, not only for this company, but this community and the entire Cape and Islands economy. Thank you.
I want to thank you very much for coming over with us this morning, and enjoy the rest of your day.